Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Salmon17, and this is a video about me talking about 2D animation and why do I think this is kind of dying out. Now, a lot of people think, nah, it's not dying out. 2D animation still exists in TV, but if you guys do notice, some people think I'm kind of biased with this topic, but I feel like 2D animation, especially nowadays, is kind of lazy a lot of times. Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like some people who actually put hard work and effort in some of those shows, especially with the background art, they do a very decent job. Actually, a really good job with their 2D animated shows. For example, Steven Universe and Gravity Falls, two fantastic shows that actually do background art really well and actually create their own worlds to have people feel like these are kind of different shows. But my biggest problem I have with today's animation compared to animation back then is the fact that too many animated shows, especially with the character designs, look pretty much the same. And don't get me even started with this topic. Like, one thing I remembered about 2D animation, especially in the 90s and 2000s, some people would say I'm nostalgia blind, but seriously, look at even a show like the original Thundercats. I did a comparison to that earlier, and I will do it again and again because look at the animation, especially on the character designs with the 80s Thundercats or even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look how these characters look like. Now compare to characters that look like nowadays, and nowadays look the character designs look like they were made in Microsoft Paint at this point. Like I don't even know. Like, another problem I have with 2D animation, especially nowadays, is the fact that two so-called good shows are barely shown in recent years, especially in these big networks like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, Disney. I don't even know what Disney is even doing at this point, but I don't even know. Like, some people are, for example, are excited for the new so-called reboot of Rise of the Teenage Ninja Turtles, but I, for one, feel like this kind of like feels like a step in the wrong direction because they basically changed the characters, even though they were not supposed to be changed whatsoever because they're iconic characters. I grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2003 show, and if you actually watch my Batman Beyond review, Batman Beyond, DVD review. If you saw that video, I actually found that I had a copy of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2003 show, which is also a reboot, but compared to reboots nowadays, especially on Cartoon Network, uh, that reboot was actually done right, and actually they tried to implement the storytelling from the grittier comic book version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which actually was the one thing that actually started the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle craze, the comic book. And so the Marvel shows, DC shows, we all grew up and loved. They all started as a comic book versions, and because of that, people try to implement the same kind of trope from the comics and make it interesting for the audience who don't read a lot of comic books and don't do a lot of research online or something like that. And they wanted to create a show that not just comic book fans could actually enjoy, but also kids, teenagers, adults, anyone basically wanted to enjoy these kind of shows. For example, I still enjoy watching Batman Beyond because Batman Beyond is a really amazing show. It is really well written. It has great animation. It has great action scenes, and the theme song. Man, the theme song. Like, one thing I really like about animated shows, especially back then, is that a lot of shows back then had really catchy theme songs that actually hook you up in for the show. Like, and I'm saying that the shows nowadays don't have that kind of spaz, but they feel like watered down compared to shows back then. Because when I watch Batman Beyond's intro, every time I started to watch a new episode, especially when I got the complete series on DVD, which is oh my god, this is so worth it beginning. But one thing I did I liked about Batman Beyond's intro is the fact that it actually pumps you up, pumps you up for the upcoming episode, and actually tells you what kind of show you are watching, and that's why I really like Batman Beyond's Deep, because it pumps you up and it gives you that adrenaline, like you're in a for a big ride. But compared to shows nowadays, it doesn't feel like the same anymore. Like, yeah, Steven Universe theme song is cool, is really nice and all, but I feel like it's basically like the same like with the Disney songs. Like they're memorable, yes, but sometime later you will forget them anytime soon or not. Depends on the viewer, that is. And some people might think I'm weird comparing Steven Universe to Disney, the old Disney movies and the 2D ones, but I feel like with Steven Universe, it feels like a Disney show rather than, a Cartoon Network show, because what I liked about Cartoon Network back then is the fact that it had the balance of both comedy and action cartoons, but nowadays it feels like, let's just drop everything, the hard work, the effort, the entertainment, let's just drop it. We care more about money, and we don't care about what the audience thinks. Like, Cartoon Network, especially the newest president, Christine Miller, does not understand that the fact that not just kids are watching Cartoon Network, but also adults and teenagers as well, because people like me grew up with shows like Samurai Jack, Symbionic Titan, January Rex, the original Ben 10 cartoon, and etc. But yeah, but with the fact, and I feel like 2D animation is nowadays is just being lazy at this point. It is like completely gone. But I'm not saying it's completely gone 100%, but I feel like it is not. It doesn't feel the same anymore. Like Disney, for example, is completely dropping off the 2D animation style from their movies because of recent failures of Treasure Planet, which is actually one of my favorite Disney movies of all time, and other movies, because of the success of Pixar nowadays. A lot of animated studios just want to copy and paste the success of Pixar, and now they're just focusing on making more 3D animated movies. Now, I'm not saying I hate 3D animation, but I really want to see 2D animation back on the big screen, because not the way how Teen Titans Go does it, absolutely not. Like, they're doing this, like, I read this article about Tara Strong saying on Twitter that about the fact that if you watch Teen Titans Go movie, then we might give you the original Teen Titans show season 6. No, that does not sound really suspicious to you guys. Like, it doesn't really sound suspicious to you. Like, they're doing this because of money. They don't do it because of the fans, because they are only. Like, it's like people nowadays are forgetting that they made episodes that basically said, fuck you fans, we're mocking you. Basically, they made episodes of the original. There was even an episode called The Cape, which is basically took out the first episode, the very first episode, Divide and Conquer. Wait, I think that was the episode's name. Yeah, I think. And I'm sorry, for me it's hard to remember some names, especially for episodes or characters. It depends on how long I watch the show, but Divide and Conquer was actually our first episode. It basically was a pilot episode for Teen Titans to make the younger audiences and other people to understand what kind of show they are going to watch. And Divide and Conquer is one actually really good episode, even though it has it was really weird for it being the very first episode. But yeah, but they basically pick up the first episode of the show and put it in a Teen Titans Go episode, basically dubbed over the voices of Teen Titans Go characters and just mocking the whole the original Titans feel, and basically say the creators basically just mocking us, especially the big time fans of the Teen Titans, because they don't care. Basically, they are more about we have more money than you and we don't care. Like, this is my biggest problem I have with this trend. Like, too many shows are focusing on comedy. The reason why I just made the Thundercats Row rant is because I'm so sick of the fact that they basically pick up a reboot and making it worse, especially the Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon is also doing the same. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, now they did a reboot for in 2012 for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I think it was a pretty decent reboot, not as good as the 2003 show, because I have still problems with the 2012 show, especially with the stupid romance plots they put in. Like, I don't know, I don't even know how they managed to put bestiality in the show. Like, Jesus Christ, guys. And like comedy cartoons, I understand. Like, I also like comedy cartoons, but I like comedy cartoons that have good writing and or good animation that actually can create good slapstick. Because nowadays, people think the fart jokes or social media jokes are basically all the trend. Like the biggest trend for comedy. Like, are people seriously have this low IQ that they think human farts equals comedy gold? Like, I don't even know anymore. Like, the Loud House is also suffering with the same problem, making fart humor, even though it's not even funny at this point. And the writers just, and sometimes I don't understand. I lost basically interest in the Loud House because they make some episodes of the Loud House that basically feels like. Basically, they're like, we're out of ideas. Let's make one of the characters who's actually pretty intelligent and make him dumber because people demanded more character development for the sisters. Like, we demanded it, but we did not demanded it in a way you feel like making Lincoln Loud more dumbed down character than he was before. Like, yes, Lincoln Loud actually in the show has made mistakes, but he always tries to fix his mistakes and makes up for the things he has done, and also sacrifices his, freedom and his likability for other things like comic books and video games to help his sisters out. But my biggest problem I have with the show is the fact that the sisters basically in the show they don't learn anything about they don't learn about their own mistakes, and basically they're getting away scot-free with their harsh behavior and their harsh demeanor, especially how they treat their own brothers sometimes. Because I feel like sometimes when I more watch the show, I feel like the writers don't understand the concept of family. Like, there was another show called the Peanuts Show or whatever. There's actually a Peanuts movie that's based on the show, based on the Charlie Brown cartoons, and they had the same concept that Charlie Brown is basically the outsider. He always messes up, people hate him for it, but in the end, all of these characters actually learn from their mistakes and forgive Charlie Brown. But in the Loud House, they basically forgot the concept of family. Like I don't know. I think they do that on purpose to make it more comedic. But I feel like it is more mean-spirited than funny. And there are mean-spirited humor if it is done right, especially for shows like Animaniacs and Ed, Edd n Eddy. But I don't know how to feel about this. Like, nowadays, comedy is just, people don't even understand what the concept of comedy anymore. Like, I barely watch comedy movies nowadays because they forgot the concept of comedy. And the reason I love watching, Home Alone or Ace Ventura Pet Detective is because the creators of those movies, the directors of those movies, understood the concept of comedy. Some of them actually got inspiration from other movies or shows, and they try to replicate it in their own movies. But nowadays, people aren't trying anymore, especially in Hollywood. I don't know how to feel about this, especially with 2D animation. My biggest problem is that the people nowadays, especially in my country, see 2D animation as just kid stuff. It is baby stuff. They basically, in my country, people see animation as just kid stuff only, and that is really depressing. Like, we need balance, we need variety. And after the last episode, I actually had a really cool topic about balance and why we need balance in the whole universe. But it's like they forgetting it. Like now they feel just more concerned about making more cash than rather make something memorable. Like why do you think people like me still love shows like Batman Beyond or Generator X? It's because they had good writing. The people put effort into these shows and actually made younger audiences learn something from those shows to grow up as better people. Nowadays, people are just forgetting it what animation is about, and I'm really sad about this. Like the way how 2D animation or animation in general is treated, like being treated this poorly, especially in Western or in America. It's like I don't know what to do, guys. Like Don Bluth Don Bluth, one of the most well-known animation creators, wants to revive 2D animation on the big screen, but he can't live forever. We don't live forever. Yes, we can make mistakes, but nothing is perfect. I don't know, guys. Like, what do you guys feel about this 2D animated stuff? Some people think I'm biased, probably dislike the studio, but I don't care at this point. Like, I really want to see more variety on animated shows, especially because yes, TV nowadays is dying, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't try to create something memorable for other people. Like, first of all, stop making stupid decisions. Second of all, try to make more balanced schedule for your shows. And three, you might actually try to focus less on money and maybe try to focus more on quality of your content, because if you focus more on profit rather than quality, then there will be no original ideas. There barely is any original ideas, and now Disney is making live-action remakes for animated movies, especially 2D ones, for whatever reason. And I feel like it doesn't even need, like, why do we need a 2D, like a live-action remake for The Lion King? Like, let me ask you this, do you really want a live-action remake for The Lion King? Like, I heard actually the voice actor for Rafiki died, and it's best to leave some of these things alone. They are classics for a reason. They are being remembered by many people for a reason. You have to find that, you have to understand that reason and try to make something memorable, something interesting, something original. Like I myself have different show ideas, like actual two show ideas. One is a superhero show idea, another one is like a prequel for that show, and it's more dramatic, more heartfelt. It is less actiony, but it has action elements in it as well. Like it's not a comedy, but it is more character developed than well, any show nowadays that I see. Like and the problem I have with people defending these newer shows and saying nothing is wrong with them is also the fan base. The fan base is nowadays really toxic. If you guys, especially with Legendary, Voltron Legendary Defender, if you've seen the things people post on the internet, especially for Voltron Legendary Defender, you will be disgusted at this point, and you will be ashamed of what people are turning themselves into. I feel like it is because of the internet. People nowadays just I feel like they don't care anymore. Like, yes, with the internet we have more freedom, we can do whatever we want, we can create whatever we want, but we need to realize that there are things that are left buried, sometimes should not be spread all over the world. Like, sometimes some people might get the wrong idea, you might start World War III, you ever thought of that? Like, people have different interests, people have different ideals for their careers, for their futures, for their lives, and if you create something inappropriate or something weird, then like it is like crazy. Like with the fan base that is going on, especially for Western animation, that defend some of these shows, and some of the fan base is just crazy. I'm not saying all the fan bases are bad. Some of them are tolerable, but all of the fan bases, especially for Western animation, are just crazy. They're insane. They sometimes even send death threats to freaking voice actors because some fictional character did not end up with another fictional character because whatever, like. They're fictional characters. This is supposed to be entertainment, not real life, guys. It's like me going up and like saying, "Oh my God, why didn't you do this in a video game or something? But how dare you? Like, it's a video game. It's not supposed to be taken so seriously." If the reason why I do some of these rants, especially for bad animated shows, is because I want to spread the word that we need balance, we need variety, we need effort into some of these things. Stop thinking with your fucking stinking wallets and start thinking with your heads. Like, we need variety with these things. We need originality. We need some kind of, I don't know, something to make people less stupid, because I feel like kids getting dumber. And my problem is also the parenting nowadays, because they don't even watch what their kids are watching, and they're like, whatever, the kid is not crying. Like, you pumped out that kid, you had sex with your husband, you just gave the kid a life, and you need to take responsibility for that child to make him understand how life works, and then he can get everything he wants. Because if you give everything he wants, then you're a bad parent. Like, oh boy, like, this is crazy. Because the reason why I do these rants, like I said, because I want to spread the word. I want to tell people that bad things, if you're lazy and you don't create something that can make people happy and actually appreciate your hard work, then you're doing something wrong. But if you create something that people can enjoy and can remember for a real long time, it's like for example, for video games, a lot of people still play Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because it was a really passionate game that was made, and a lot of people love the game and still love this game till this day, because people put hard work into it. They try to create something that people can still remember till this very decade, and could actually share their experience with the older stuff with the future generations. And like, I don't know, guys, like, I might be babbling, I might be saying something stupid, but I'm trying to actually spread the word, spread this message, because 2D animation needs to get back on its source. We need more effort in 2D animation, because if more 2D animation shows will pretty much be lazy at this point with these simple animated shows, especially with the character designs, then there is no hope. There is no hope whatsoever for 2D animation anymore. Like, the reason why Ultron Legend of the Defender is still smash hit, and especially Young Justice, is because people put effort into these things. They put actual effort and try to create a world that people can remember till even years later. That's what it means to make a good 2D animated show. But nowadays it's just not the same anymore. Like, like, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying all modern day cartoons are bad, but I just want to see some effort in anime shows when you're making them. Just if someone has an idea, to try to create it. I want to write the animated TV show, because I'm not very good at drawing. I want to write it to actually give some inspiration to other people, and maybe find some people that can help me out to create this amazing show, because I have some character designs for the show, especially for the action cartoon that I have in mind, but because of how studios think with their low IQs nowadays, I'm really afraid that we never will have action cartoons again. Like, we won't have shows with actual character developments and good stories. And tell me, guys, what do you guys think about my statement? Do you agree with me? Don't you agree with me? Like this video if you agree with me, and share this video to spread this word, because I love animation. I grew up with this, and I don't want to see it fall apart. I want people to actually put effort into these things. I want people to actually create something memorable that can be remembered for a real long time. The reason why I always buy DVD collections for animated shows is because, especially for older shows, is because I want to, if I have a children of my own someday in the future, I want to watch them something I grew up with and show them shows that actually have or had effort put into them, so they could grow up as better people themselves someday in the future. But yeah, that is just me being silly, maybe. But yeah, see you guys later, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys really want to, because, like I said, I love animation. I love entertainment as a whole, and I don't want to see it fall apart or become lazy. I just want it to be going back on its horse. It is really upsets me that this is the future we live in, that people are becoming more and more lazy. So yeah, see you guys later.